So now you're blaming me for starting a commotion? How dare you? Clearly, she is very uncomfortable around you, and I think we all know why.
Oh boy, another Karen. So recently, Darm Mann made this video called Karen on a Plane Judges Black Adoptive Dad. Listening to my audio, I'm realizing I may be sick because something feels off in my throat, but the show must go on. I want to see the weird, wacky story that Darm Mann's cooking up in his head about racism. Because you'd think if a millionaire wanted to do something about racism, he'd probably, I don't know, donate or use his platform to give people voices, but rather he'd make skits. And then apparently use the money from those skits to fund his fancy lifestyle living in a mansion that used to be owned by Justin Bieber, apparently. I'm also gonna go ahead and ask you to subscribe to my channel just to prove to me that you're chill like that. But without any further ado, let's get into this video.
Hey, sweetie. Are you here all by yourself? Did you happen to see who this little girl is with?
I was asleep.
Have you seen her mother? Well, somebody's got to belong to you.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm back now.
Excuse me. What do you think you're doing?
Blaming the child. Isn't that what you just asked someone to come do? I mean, you asked where her mother is. Did you ever ask where the father is? You do know it takes two to make a child, correct?
Taking my seat next to my daughter.
You're her father? Oh, yeah. Give me a break.
Yes. Can I please get to my seat?
No. You may not. Clearly, you are lying about being this little girl's father. Look how scared she is.
I think any child would be afraid of the lady yelling about who their parents are when you don't even know the child. I mean, you instantly just walked up to a random child that you've never seen a day in your life and instantly think you know their family dynamic. Lady, for all you know about this child that you've literally just met, she could have had two dads, two moms, or been a child born to surrogacy. Not to mention, children are taught from a young age to not talk to people that they don't know. So, of course she's not going to talk to you. She doesn't know you.
She's scared because you're making a scene.
I am not making a scene. I am merely trying to protect an innocent child.
Lady, you're making a mistake.
Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see about that.
What seems to be the problem?
This man is trying to abduct this little girl.
I'm her father.
Oh, come on. Look at him and then look at her. There's no way he's her father.
Sir, can I see you and your daughter's tickets?
It's okay, sweetie. I've got you.
Thank you. Ma'am, please step aside and let this gentleman take his seat.
You are actually believing this story?
Yeah, Karen. Ever heard of fucking adoption? It's this cool thing where you take a child that's not yours and, it's yours now. Not to mention, it could have been the stepdad too. In case this was her stepfather, you'd still be in the wrong. Also, I'm sorry if you hear dogs barking in the background. My neighbor let his dogs out again. I'm honestly just glad they didn't let his dogs out at 2 a.m. this time. Yeah, he does that. Lets his dogs out at 2 in the morning.
Ma'am, please.
I cannot believe you are going to pretend that there is nothing criminal going on here. Come on. Look at her face. She's petrified. Wow. You might have fooled that flight attendant, but you are not fooling me. I know you're lying.
You know, you really shouldn't judge someone before getting another story.
Oh, please. I already know everything I need to know about you.
And what might you know, Karen? You care to elaborate? I mean, this is just painfully racist at this point. I get that's the point, but I don't feel like this would actually happen in a public airport. For making comments like this out loud, outwardly, I feel like she'd at least be escorted off the plane.
All right. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two. And I said, how I wish we had something to do.
Would you knock that off, please? Some of us are trying to sleep around here.
The face this guy's making is the exact same face I have. I get that he might be reading pretty loud, but at the same time, if you're trying to sleep on an airplane, you might as well invest in some AirPod Pros or some shit. I'll admit this guy was reading pretty loud, but I'm pretty sure it was trying to give the impression that he was whispering, which I'm just gonna go with he was. But at the same time, why are you trying to sleep? The plane didn't even take off and you're not even strapped in.
It's impossible with you loudly yammering on like that.
I was keeping my voice down.
Oh, really? If that were the case, I'd still be sleeping now, wouldn't I?
I was trying to put my daughter to sleep, which she almost was until you started yelling.
Oh, so now you're blaming me for starting a commotion?
I mean, yeah, seems that way. Everyone on the plane was sleeping until you started yelling. I mean, you did go on kind of a tangent complaining about how loud this guy was reading, while then complaining about how people shouldn't be loud in an airplane, while making your problem everybody else's problem when you proceed to yell in an airplane and wake them all up.
How dare you? Yes, excuse me.
What seems to be the problem now?
He's the problem. We're trying to sleep here on this plane and he's reading too loudly.
I'm not sure what you'd like me to.
I would like you to make him stop.
I was just trying to read to my daughter. She couldn't sleep.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Clearly, she is very uncomfortable around you, and I think we all know why.
I mean, you claim she was uncomfortable around him, but she was just cuddled up to him 2 seconds ago. I think she's uncomfortable with the fact that there's an old lady yelling at her. I don't expect Darm Mann to be too realistic, but if you're this much of a commotion on a plane, you're getting kicked off of it. And more than likely, they're gonna put you on that no-flight list.
Excuse me?
Drop the act. Everyone on this plane knows you are not her father. And I don't know what you're doing with that little girl, but she is terrified of you.
This kid looks nothing close to terrified. If anything, she's terrifying me. She has the most straightest face I've ever seen. I'm convinced that she's the reincarnation of Annabelle. I already know that she's adopted, but who was her birth father? Agent 47? She has the straightest face known to mankind.
Just mind your own business.
Don't tell me to mind my own business.
Ma'am, please calm down.
Excuse me. What are you gonna do about this man? He is a troublemaker.
Did this man's reading bother anyone back here?
Nah, we good.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Maybe you should try some earplugs.
I just want to say she'd most definitely get kicked off the plane for doing all that.
Now, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house. He did nothing at all.
Casey Williams,
Yes, officer?
need you to stand up and come with me.
Is there a problem?
You're being detained on suspicion of trafficking.
What? But I didn't do anything.
Sir, on your feet, I'm not going to ask you again.
Don't worry, it'll be okay.
Hey, sir.
Hey, this is my daughter and you're scaring her.
Hey, sweetie. Is this man your father?
She doesn't speak, but I am her father and I can prove it.
This is the most unprofessional cop known to mankind. So you just get a text message from your friend and instantly decide to start investigating and arresting people with no cause to do it whatsoever? Has no one in the Darm Mann universe heard of adoption? And has no one considered the fact that she might just be nonverbal autistic? I mean, the flight attendant checked the tickets and everything. It seemed to be fine. You cannot arrest this dude.
It's okay. Let's talk.
Looks like we made a mistake. Sorry, sir.
What? No! Arrest him! Arrest him now!
Ma'am, please stop.
Don't ma'am me. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that there is something very wrong here. That girl can't even speak. She's so afraid of him. You've got to do something.
You called the cops?
Darn right I did. Because I care about the safety of innocent children.
You are unbelievable!
Hey.
You don't know the first thing about me or my daughter. I shouldn't even have to explain myself to you, but clearly it's the only way to get you off my back. So I hope this makes you happy.
Allow me to just speed up this explanation a little bit. So basically, he found the girl while she was homeless. She was taking care of her mother. Her mother passed away. He decided to adopt her just to give her a better life, and she can't speak due to the trauma of being homeless. In other words, I was right that she's nonverbal, but this was not the adoption story I was expecting.
I've never planned to adopt a child. There's not a day that goes by that it's not the best decision that I've ever made in my life. So please, stop harassing me and my daughter. She's been through enough already.
I am so sorry.
No, you're not. When someone's genuinely racist, they're not just gonna stop being racist because you tell them a stop story. They're just gonna stay racist. That is just the reality of racism. It doesn't just go away because someone feels bad that they did something wrong. They're just gonna keep doing it. You already assumed once, she's just gonna assume again. But anyway, that's all I have for you today in this video. Don't forget to hit that like button because it really helps me out, and hit that subscribe button to tell me that you're chill like that, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. See you next video. Later.